Hi, I'm Martina. Welcome to Magnetic Clarity. I'm a kinesiologist. I use tarot to explore downloads that will help us cultivate the life we want.
Hello everyone. So today I wanted to look at us managing confidence. You know, what is it that we've been building? What is it that we are heading towards? What are we balancing in between? How are we growing our legs? How are we channeling our intuition in the 3D reality? And is there any messages on how we could be, doing that more? Okay, so we've got the Nine of Pentacles cards here to represent just that, what it is, how we've been building our inner confidence. And so just choose your card, timestamps will be below. I've also paired it with an essential oil. Cedarwood Atlas is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is lemon tea tree. And pile number 3 is sweet orange. And I'll see you in the reading. Welcome, pile 1. So let's have a look. Where are we at? What have you been building? What have you been building your resilience muscle on? How have you been finding the balance of who you are? We're going to start with maybe an oracle card, and then we'll jump into tarot specifically. I'm actually going to maybe just see what your current energy is, first of all, and see what it is what you've been up to. Find the reason why you've felt compelled to click on this reading. I'll also be using the essential oil as discussed. I use that to tune into the emotional component of the reading. Just helps me tune in, clear any clutter that's kind of in the energetic space, which of course you will benefit from as well. So today it was cedarwood, and overall message is about majesty. Supports when need to hold head high in face of adversity, which is interesting because the reading that the energy I'm picking up from the card that you selected, Nine of Pentacles, I feel like she is grounded. I feel like she has been on a journey. Perhaps it's been kind of slow, cumbersome even. And even with this bear energy, maybe there's been some hibernation. And I feel like you have been building your path. You've been learning the lessons, and you've grounded it in a space where you feel confident. You've been tapping into your creative energy. And you're trying to build that confidence, maybe in a way to speak. I feel like with this yellow energy here, it's like making that decision to maybe even start showing up more, speaking up more, especially with this air energy here as well. And I'm wondering with majesty, I feel like maybe the only thing that's kind of really, not maybe missing, but maybe need activating is your crown chakra. I just feel like there's a little clue there, because cedarwood is a very grounding tree. And so I feel like you have been placing yourself in a position to feel independent support for yourself. You've learned that it is an inside job. Even with that snail energy, maybe you've had to retreat at some point, especially with the echoing in the bear energy. And you've just been building what it is that you want to handle right now. And, with the green gloves, I feel like she's handling herself with love and even wanting to share something about that. So let's see what your oracle card has to say. Thinker, 44. This is holding that energy of the crown and third eye chakra. I just feel like you have been doing some very tangible steps currently. And maybe it's just finding that confidence to trust your instinct, trust your intuition, trust your downloads. At the bottom of the deck, we have fork in the road. So are you in a space where you need to start making decisions now? I feel like it could be that energy where you've done the work. What's next? How do you follow these downloads? And what is the confidence that you need to discern between downloads and then monkey mind? I feel like that's echoing here with the thinker card and the monkey mind here. And the antennas that are here, it's like they are connected. I feel like you have been using that. You have been using your tools, and you know that you are being guided. It's just that perhaps there's just some clarity around which direction it is that you're following, because you do feel connected, but you're in the space between monkey mind and also the owl energy. So let's just have a look at what tarot has to say. But let's get down into the practical. Like, what is pile one's current energy in terms of managing confidence? The Magician, love it. And Page of Cups. Man, you got to get about business. If you're currently in this Magician space, it means that you have been doing exactly that. You've been building your confidence. You've been relying on your inner resources. You're trying to know what the next step is. You've been able to balance it. But Page of Cups is, it's kind of like that new chapter, that new direction, that fork in the road perhaps. It's that you want to offer something. You've been working at this creative space, echoed here with this card. It's that you're ready to deliver that message with the green gloves with love. So whatever it is that you're trying to immerse yourself in, know that you're in great space. You're just new, and of course when you're in a new chapter you feel like a bit of a pioneer, and so sometimes those divine instructions aren't always so clear. So let's see what's been in the past, or what is it that you have been building, and then potentially what is it that the lessons you've already learned, so that you can kind of let them go and move on to learning new ones. King of Swords. Ten of Swords. Talk about endings and mastering that mind. So yeah, maybe that's what it is, exactly what you've been doing. Thinker, King of Swords, Ten of Swords, that's all head energy, right? That's the mental game, mental space. And that monkey mind, I mean, that's the fork in the road now. I feel like you have done it to death, right? It's not even that you're just fed up of overthinking. You've realized that it leads probably kind of nowhere, and that you're now ready to move away from it. You're ready to dabble in the magic of your own gifts, your own intuition, and even if that's not written in black and white for the rest of the world to understand or see, maybe it's not tangible, but you have this inner knowing, and you're getting pushed along to remember it, but remember it from your heart space and not from your mind space. You've really got a handle on your emotional or your mental mind, and you've kind of released it. You've released some of those doubts. You've released those lessons that are no longer serving you. And you do that with gratitude. We know that the lessons sometimes are hard, but that they're for our own good. They are our medicine. It's how we elevate our lives. It's how we get to that next step, right? It's how we, even though sometimes we don't always see our growth, and even when we do recognize our growth, we always realize that there's another summit, another path, another chapter to explore, and that's okay. And this is fast energy, right? Air energy, the fastest energy that we have, and that it's like you've done you've got better at it. You've been able to rebound that energy faster, so you don't get so stuck in the weeds anymore. And you're not balancing between those two energies of doubt and intuition. I feel like it's echoed here as well with the orange and yellow. You have been working that creative muscle. You do know that you have something that you want to offer or present, and your doubts have been getting in the way up until this point, and now you're just closing out that cycle because you've walked away from it, you know. Let's see, which gifts you want to what is it that you're trying to now move towards? What's on the other side of this? What's the start of this new chapter, this new direction? New beginnings. Make space here. See the bottom of the deck, Queen of Inspiration. Let me just rearrange your cards. I think when you've had to do the inner work, especially managing confidence, right? You almost have to get to that level of, you have to complete that cycle. As difficult as it's been, you know what work is involved in that process, in that journey. And remember that there will be new lessons to learn. So I think you know that. You're wise enough to know that life is a constant journey of balancing your growth, your expansion, your patterns, your belief systems. But I feel like with this, you're either learning to do it in a softer way. You're understanding that it's less about overthinking and trying to really solve those problems from that monkey mind, that fear space. It's that you understand that when you really rest and connect into who you really are, you find the right doorway for yourself. It's that you may have been coming along this rocky path to get to this point, but now you understand there's a whole brand new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of designing your life. It's that you start to really trust and channel in your own frequency, your own vibration, because you know that what you can create in your mind's eye, you can bring it down into this 3D reality and share it, right? So, and sometimes the speed is delusional. We think sometimes that if we work in slow motion, that the results are slow in coming in, and you kind of know that that's not true now, because it's like you've kind of elevated your whole energy from this space of having to climb the ladder and doing it the hard way. Is that now you know that there's a whole brand new way to move forward in your life, and you're just really learning to handle that. You're channeling that much more than you ever had before. Even if it was still quite a mental concept, you knew that these were tools that you could be tapping into, but now you understand that, oh my God, this stuff actually does work. And it's just about keeping your being in that light energy. I think that's kind of represented in these, the white tuxedo and the white outfit here. I just feel like, you just need to keep your thoughts as pure as you can. And if that means that you step between those two worlds as a reminder, either a reminder to work your life energetically, and even if you have to go back down into some of those practical prisons that we can kind of confine our space in or our thought patterns in, it's okay. It's just a reminder to then either go back into the other realm, in which is more forthcoming in getting where you need to go. And there's always that bridge, right? There's always that bridge or that pathway to get you there. There's always when you work between these two worlds, you know that you sometimes have to visualize that invisible plank to walk, or that invisible ladder. You know the steps are there, and it's that you almost create them in front of you for you to take that next step. And that's really all that we do in life, right? Is we're trying to find a way to match our frequency and our dreams and get into that space for them to become manifested, right? And that is about managing your energy and deciding where it is that you are on that journey. And I feel like there is another little strand of information here, in the sense that speed has been an issue, that you feel like you haven't really done your shifts as quickly as you might have. But remember, time is just a construct, and that you can jump timelines. You can, when you're in the right frequency, you're managing your energy, you're manifesting your connected downloads. That's when you start to awaken. It's like a wake-up call. You understand that truth that comes through you is your truth, and that's the one that needs to be expressed the most. And there's no point expressing it if you're doing it from that fear space of this overthinking space, this fear, doubt, sabotage, struggle energy that hinders the speed of delivery. It's hustle isn't faster. It's definitely a modern concept we're having to come to terms with, right? That it doesn't matter your effort that you put in. If you're banging on the drum of struggle and resistance, that's not where you allow all of those things to come into your reality. And you know that. And I feel like now that you're at this point, you can understand that you can almost completely shift timelines so fast that you almost get to another platform that you never knew existed, and you get there so fast, and you're channeling this energy where you're like, yeah, I'm in complete flow. It's actually going faster than I even anticipated. But there is also a little warning here, is that don't forget that there will be another platform higher than the one you're on now, because we're here to grow, right? We're here to expand. So it's just that balance between the wisdom that you've gained now, the electric speed in which you know you can bring into your reality. But we need contrast as well. We need to know where we're going and where we've come from. But you are in you're so connected in all strings of who you are, in all chakras, that you literally will learn to do this with your eyes shut. And look at that, there's like cheetah energy there. It's like you can change timelines from your mind, and you're getting that. You're understanding that when you are getting the purest downloads of who you are, what you're here for, that there's a whole force behind you. You could basically build pyramids. That's how impossible sometimes our dreams feel, but that's the power we hold. We have that ability to create the unimaginable or the impossible, and to do it within, lightning time speeds, timelines. But it's just about, understanding that it is a balancing act, and that we have to do the work to maintain that space, because this is, it's just like, it's annoying energy, isn't it? That overthinking, overwhelm. But you come out of that, and this is where you're heading. So this is like a message for you to say you're on the right track. You're actually in better shape than you even imagined. And sometimes you just need to write a little love letter to yourself to remember the gifts that you've discovered about yourself, and that you're always an upgraded state. You are never behind. You're always in perfect timing, and that work from the energies of your intuition and your soul first. That's where you gain momentum the fastest. And as frustrating as that can be, I think you know that this is the reminder you needed. Let's get a final card just to close the reading. Well, perfect. How are you being called to step up and lead? Trust the niggle. Yeah, we really need to tap way more into our intuition than we've ever done before, and I think you know that too. And I think you know that other people's patterns don't fit you. Other people's instruction manual doesn't fit you. And so you're building your own. And sometimes you might doubt the speed of it or the integrity of that. But the niggle's there for a reason, and just need to listen to it, because that's where all the magic is. That's the power you hold. That's the charisma. All those energetic codes of empowerment live. And so, yeah, I'm excited for you. Thanks, Pile 1. See you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.
Hi, Pile 2. Okay, so lemon tea tree, independence. Acknowledge who you are and what you're capable of. I feel like that's what you've been doing. I feel like you've been holding that as kind of part of your immediate mission. And I think you understand that there's no other way, right? You've probably suffered a little bit with maybe boundaries, or you have had some sort of codependency, and no guilt or shame around that. We all have these lessons to learn. That's how we build our teeth, right? We cut our teeth on our lessons. So that's how we get that real solid confidence that, I feel like the people around us are the perfect teachers to build our own resilience. And I think that's what you've been doing. And I'm curious to see what it is that you're here to find out in this reading. So let's get a couple of cards just to see where you're at. Clean it up. Okay. Co-create. I find that interesting because I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been cleaning up a lot of boundaries, a lot of relationships, a lot of things that just don't serve you. You're in that process. You're rebooting your life. You're decluttering what's not serving you. And sometimes when we do that and we build that independence, there's a point in which we understand that we're not here to be individual powerhouses, right? Like, we do need support, and it's not a need of support that you can't do it on your own, but it's that you have this innate desire and need to co-create with something else or someone else, or whether it's co-creating with the universe to bring in something, a new creation, or it's that you're ready to find someone else that helps you build something that you weren't able to fully build on your own. And it's not like a failure. Co-create would be like, even creating a baby, it takes two, right? So it's like, or two energies. It's what does that third creation become when there's two energies that connect with each other? So this could be your soul tribe, this could be a relationship. Maybe you've had to clean up some relationship boundaries, you've had to love yourself, you've been managing to build all this for yourself. And sometimes that comes with the scary thought that, can you let someone else in? What can you try and test those boundaries? Sometimes we have to, sometimes, and sometimes we realize we're not fully out of the woods yet. But it has to be tested at some point. You want to co-create, you want to bring something else in, something that can create inspiration. Sometimes we just need another piece of information or energy or person or situation or job that just injects that little bit of new fertilizer for your own dream. So it's not that you're going to pour your energy into someone else's dream, or that you might fall into old traps. It's that you understand the power of having a new piece of information, a new puzzle, a new, kind of like a tarot reading, Tarot reading for me is like pulling out pieces of a puzzle, and figuring out if they irritate you or if they empower you. Either way, all the cards are usually neutral, but it's what you can create or cultivate from that information. And so if you are wanting to co-create with someone else, how is it that they're going to add some sort of ingredient to your journey that benefits all, you know? And so also with that independence energy, right? When you know what you're capable of, you want to get about doing it. And not everyone does that from a solo point of view. I mean, look at a company or a CEO. There's people around them, there's support teams that follow the same mission and dream so that it gets delivered, but it's not always a solo gig. But let's just see what your current energy is right now and find out more information. Okay, you've got the Justice card. Let's just move these along. Let's get one more. King of Wands. Oh my God, yes. You're ready. You've totally been balanced in your journey. You know it's exactly that these two energies are exactly, you understand this reading already. It's like, it's already hitting the spot because you're like, I know I had to clean up boundaries. I know that those scales can't be tipped. There's possibility of being a point where you're like, okay, I need to let my guard down a little bit because it's going to fall too much on one side of being too independent. But you've also got the fire within you. You're strong. You've been building your resilience. You know who you are. You know you've set your intuition on fire. Like, you're so connected, and you're connected from an empowered space that if you let anyone in now, they're just going to be a great counterpart. They're not going to intimidate, overpower, manipulate. That's not a frequency match for you, because you could roar like a lion if you had to, but you know you don't need to. You know that you can hold that strength without having to, you know, burn the house down. So, oh, that's great energy, pile 2. Love it. You really have, yeah, you've been through it and you've come to the other side of it so much more stronger. Okay, so actually I'm going to change decks. Let's go to your past. Or what is it that you no longer need to build? I feel like we're already covered so much of that, but let's see what's been leading up into this energy, if there's any more information that we can glean. 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. I think you've come to this point because you know that sometimes when we push too hard for something, it gets blocked, right? And you've probably not been able to see 2 energies come together for your gain or your benefit, because you've been so in control. You've had that clarity before, but now you're afraid of, yeah, you've been afraid of letting that energy in. But you've also had to learn that by blocking that energy, it's kind of kept you stuck. It's like, you know, sometimes going on holiday even alone, as much as that can be the perfect medicine and the desired medicine, sometimes you want to share that journey, right? You want to share the beauty that you're seeing in your life. You want to share even your successes. Like, you want someone to recognize the work you've done. I think we all want that. We just want a little bit of validation sometimes, even though you can gain it for yourself and you have been. Sometimes it's nice to just have someone tap you on the shoulder and go, wow, you've totally cleaned this shit up, you know, and look at you now. And I think you've come to realize that to move this energy out of stuck space, it's that this co-creation might be the exact medicine that you need to gain that momentum, take you to the other side. Because balance is great, but balance can also, it's a hard one to explain in such a short time, but sometimes I think balance is safety. So it's a delicate balance. It's like it could easily tip in the wrong direction, but that we need a little bit of wobble to, you know, explore new depths of who we are. We always need to push that ourselves out there, you know, and test the water. It's like, what more, how more can I grow? Because if I stay balanced and I stay comfortable and I stay stuck, like, how am I growing? So yeah, we have an echo of balance here, but it's empowered balance. Your eyes are open and you're able to at least see what's out there and what's within. So you're alchemizing that energy in such an empowered way, which perhaps was serving you up until today, and now it's time to bring new energies in. So pile number 2, let's see, what energies are we bringing in? What is it that you need to look out for? What's the next part of this puzzle that's going to help you co-create? Okay, 4 of inspiration, 4 of wands, 6 of inspiration, Ace of materials, which is, see how many more we can get, 6 of voices, and bottom, let's just go bottom of the deck, 2 of voices, yeah. And for that to be echoing on where you're heading, that's exactly right. You're ready now. You're ready to go through a new portal. You've done the work. It's like you understand the hindrance of it, and that sometimes having this unified, collaborative celebration of a common mission doesn't invalidate your growth and your independence, because each individual or each counterparts of your new creation are already uniquely divine and complete when you match this energy. This is such a celebration card. This is like, it's almost like celebrating your soul tribe. It's that you're all celebrating the same cause, and that you understand that you're better together than alone, but it never diminishes the light you have within, because we're all light, we're all love, and this is what you're needing to welcome in, and also to be seen. 6 of Wands is all about victory of that journey. It's being seen, it's getting that recognition. And sometimes you've just needed to see it in yourself, which I think you're already starting to see, so that it can't be diminished, it can't be taken from an energy outside of yourself, that you hold that space, you hold the light for yourself, and that you're welcoming people to come in and celebrate the same journey or the same mission, but that it's not, it's not split energy. And so that's where this new beginning happens, this new creation. You're bringing it into the material world. You're getting the right supports to elevate it to a whole new level. And you're moving away from this thought pattern that has kept you stuck in the past. You're transcending it, because you understand that you're not alone anyway. None of us are alone. All is one. It's unity, right? So even our human mind can separate all of these obstacles. At the end of the day, there is a mission that is far beyond our recognition, and we can't even conceive what our actual soul mission is. Even if we jump into our ego space and go, I know what my mission is, I know what my purpose is, that's only one face of, or facet of, this huge thing that we can't even grapple with. It's so big. And so yeah, I feel like there's this, I don't know, I feel like you're going to meet so much more people in your life right now, because you're ready to receive it. You understand all the aspects that everyone else offers, and that you're, again, just building this soup for the soul, for the collective even, or you're creating something that's brand new that the world needs, or that you are, you know. And I feel like subconsciously you've been putting those whispers out there. You've actually been communicating, or even putting up a solar flare to attract the right people to your energy, the right people that need to help you co-create this this vision. Yes, pile 2, we need this energy. We need more of this energy within people. We need more light leaders, right? Okay, so let's get a final card, a final message for the reading. Yes, of course. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. There you go. You're already doing it. You've already sent out the call, and you probably are already starting to receive some sort of traction, some inspiration, some sort of partnership, or yeah, so I'd love to hear it. And you know, sometimes that doesn't always look like it's in real life. If we're in such a social media world that, you know, don't discount people that are reaching out to you, whether it's your audience or your followers or friends of friends, or like, it arrives in all sort of unique and different ways. These doors get open for our benefit, and it's our job to walk through them. Okay, pile 2, thanks a million, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.
Hi, pile 3. So you had sweet orange, joyful radiance enhances clear and positive communication. Smells, yeah, orangey. So what is it that you need to hear? I feel with your energy, you are a soft, joyful soul. I feel like you definitely operate from the heart space. Even though the world around you seems quite black and white, I feel like you bring joy. You bring that sense of wonder about you, and that you may have thought that that was a weakness up until now, but now you understand that what you radiate is exactly the medicine that the world needs, and that you're willing to do that openly, gladly. But let's see why you're at this reading today. What is it that you need to hear? Can we have energy for pile 3? Is that one? Okay, 1. Let's get another one. One more. 2 more. Okay, take them. So yin energy and a leg up. Of course, I knocked my camera. I do that a lot because I tend to talk with my hands. Okay, buy the book. Okay, let's see what this is all about. I feel like what I'm picking up with this energy as well is that when the world around you is black and white, it seems so clear, right? Like it's hard to argue with. It's either one or the other. And your energy is not fitting that mold at all. It's so unique that it's something you've had to alchemize between what is and who you are. And I feel like that's also echoed with your essential oil. Sometimes when we're trying to learn our craft or build our confidence about who we are and what steps we're trying to make, and it's echoed here with the fact that you have one leg up here, and then it's echoed here with a leg up in this card here, alongside the yin energy. And I feel like the yin energy is you. I feel like there is an echo of this wealth of knowledge, wealth of healing that you actually instinctively have. And it's like you kind of dispense these petals of who you are. It's like this, like little sprinkle of who you are, and you want to be able to utilize this gift and dispense it almost medicinally. So maybe you're in the healing arts, for example. But it's like, I feel like there's a need to get, I think sometimes we get tripped up on the fact that our lessons have to be so grounded, right? Sometimes when we're in this energy space, grounding is so important, right? It keeps us grounded, for the lack of it keeps us in our gravity, right? It keeps us stable and secure. But sometimes that can become a prison, right? And I think when you're not sure about your energy gifts or your, instinctive intuition gifts, maybe you are clairsentient or clairvoyant or any of those, the clairs, or you will know whatever this representation of rose medicine is that you hold within and that you give gladly. But it's that you've probably, because you haven't built your confidence around those gifts in the past, you've probably gone by the book. So you've probably gone on courses, or you've been listening to other mentors, other teachers, other gurus, for example. And it's not that that's a bad thing. Sometimes we have to learn the tools of the universe from other teachers, other mentors. But there's a part of your gift that no one else will ever understand, only you. You have the operating manual. So it's like, don't ever let that suffocate your gifts. Don't let the dogma of what is and what's black and white for others hinder the delivery of who you are. So I also experience this too. I'm a kinesiologist. I've learned a lot of these modalities in the past. And sometimes I go, oh my God, none of these resonate, or some of them resonate, or maybe I just need the top 5, whatever, because they're all tools, right? I really believe modalities, energy work, even tarot is just one tiny tool that helps you channel your own wisdom or your own intuition. And so that it's not always something you can study in a book. And that's why sometimes I think the spiritual world can be a bit disempowering, because sometimes, there's a big difference between talking from your wounds and talking from your scars. And sometimes I think we get that a bit wrong in the spiritual world. Maybe it's not wrong is the right word, but you're going to attract the people that need to hear your message. But sometimes we can overconsume on what everyone else is doing and not recognizing what it is that we need to propel forward in our unique journey. And that if you want to dispense this freely and with an endless supply, you have to tap into you, because this is never ending. You can see that this is like a replenishing energy. It's getting thrown into who you are all the time. It's like a constant stream of a resource for you. So you don't want to turn that off by getting stuck in that's not how others have been doing it in the past. Because I think your audience, or the people that you help or serve, just need a leg up to be able to learn their own stuff their own way. And you've kind of had to learn it the hard way as well, so that you can teach it. I feel like, yeah, you want to be a mentor and you want to be a mentee. And sometimes, yeah, it's a delicate balance, right, of getting that right, because you don't want to preach and you don't want to suffocate someone's power within. And so you just offer it with that intention that this is what I offer. If you resonate, great. If it's going to help you in your journey, perfect. I'm here for it. But I will never teach you my tools or my ways as facts, because that's the first red flag, right? I mean, I've created a course, I have some tools that I'd like to share, but then I would never come to it with that it's the only way to do it. I feel like it's just a frequency that you enter, because my clients resonate with me and they kind of like the fact that I don't tell them A, B, C, D. It's that I give them concepts and then they learn within those concepts what's right for them. And no one has all the answers, so except for the person living their own life. So I think that's where you've been building your strength. And I'm wondering what Tarot's going to say about it, because yeah, I love it. Let's see your current energy in terms of your confidence right now. Where are you currently speaking, pile 3? The Lover's card, of course. So, feels like your energy, doesn't it? Divine choices through love. Oh my God, 10 of emotions, which is 10 of cups. Yeah, so you do have that abundance of joy and radiance. Like, you're just so perfect for what the collective needs right now. It's like you just promote joy and love wherever you go. And I feel like the Lover's card is about that kind of divine choice. Like, you're trying to make choices about who you are versus what seems deemed to be the norm right now. It's like, how do you choose between the capacity of who you could be, which is like 10 of cups energy, and, you know, fully confident and abundant and on tap for like just pure loving energy. It's like stepping away from what's keeping you captive from that. And that's almost a signature move that you learn to pass on, that you help others get that leg up. Wow, I love this. I love this pile. Okay, but let's see what's happening. What's been happening in the past? What have you already built that you no longer need to really, you know, work on? What is it that we can get from the past to help us understand what's coming our way? High Priestess, totally. 7 of Wands, totally. 6 of Pentacles. Oh my God, you just can't make this stuff up. I don't think you reach these kind of frequencies if you're not divinely connected and uncovering some of that stuff. And I feel like you've had to almost set those boundaries for yourself to protect those energy fields, because you want to dispense it generously. You want it to be an endless supply. You want to nurture the people around you, and you want to do it from a full frequency of love. Like, in every image, you're like representing in this lovely pink energy, right? But you've had to just discern between your third eye and grounding it into your own truth. And sometimes that's been tested by this energy, right, of what other gurus tend to think at the time. I always think we're on the leading edge. So as much as there's amazing thought leaders out there and gurus that have helped us get to this point, there's new and emerging ways all of the time, new thought leaders coming on board, because they're primed for that barometer of what's happening in the collective, new ways of thinking all of the time. And, you know, I think we can all get stuck on our own dogma, right? Even stuff that I once thought, I've had to let go because I no longer resonate anymore. And it's not that that stuff doesn't resonate or is untrue. It's that sometimes we're such a moving, fast moving frequency right now on Earth that, you know, sometimes you just have to throw out the old and bring in the new. And I feel like that's why our collective shifts are so obvious right now. So much variety and, you know, so many things we don't really understand. It's like throwing 50 tarot decks at us and trying to understand all those energies. And it's just, you just need to figure out what turns your tap on and what doesn't. And you can't be all things to all people, right? So it's understanding your potential, your strength, your endless supply of who you are, and helping others along the way with a leg up. But you don't keep them trapped in conformity, right? There's no this way or the highway kind of attitude. Let's see what it is that's coming towards you, because you're ready. You're ready to dispense, right? King of Swords, the Fool, Five of Wands. And the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. I feel like, yeah, I mean, now that you're getting this, I don't think I'm telling you anything that you're not fully aware of yet. I feel like I just remind people. People just come here to be reminded. I don't think I ever enlighten them in any sort of way. Because King of Swords shows me that you already have a wealth of information and the power to discern that. You can rationally think that. Even though you fully operate from your heart space, you totally understand the pitfalls of where that could go if it's misguided. You know, you've been working on your boundaries, so you know how quickly your energy gets depleted when you're trying to be all things for all things, right? But I feel like it's echoed here that you're ready to understand your own unique possibility. There is going to be times where you might still have to manage that internal conflict of what it is that you're trying to forge ahead with. And I think that's just because the collective is turbulent, right? And so sometimes we're always going to come up against that. But if you just always remember that this is who you are and that you're leaning into who you are and what you offer, what signature you hold, what you offer the rest of the world as a consequence, first of all, can only be offered when you're in full alignment to it, and that you're choosing to offer it. You're not in any way obliged to. So you do it when you're ready to, and when you have the reserves and resources to do that. So I think the internal conflict might be something to do with the fact that you might be letting people down or letting yourself down if you don't dispense it as free-flowing as it should be. But also the fact that that's also part of the lessons that you teach or share with whoever it is that you're targeting, because this also has a bit of an echo of a leg up. It's that you're going to be dealing with people almost very similar to you that also needs reminding of those boundaries, and you've learned different tools around how to do that, and that's where you help and offer that leg up. But again, these people have to do it for themselves. You can kind of put some stepping stones in the way to help them, but they have to do the climb. They have to reach for their own unique passion and purpose and gifts. But like Chariot, it's like that's totally moving in the perfect divine balance of who you are and what you offer. You know, that's fast energy. That's victory. That's exactly how you should be operating from. And although you have Four of Pentacles at the bottom, I feel like it's not that you're stuck or there's a stagnant energy. It's that you understand the tools you hold, and that whoever's in this village will come to you for the right medicine that they need. They will be called, and you can dispense some sort of offering as you see fit, and that you kind of block out the noise of all the other tools. You know, your toolbox doesn't need to be that big, because you understand that a lot of our complaints in life are very similar to everyone else's, and that you just have a unique lens for others to see you because they've shared a similar story, or you've shared a similar story. You may be just a few evolutions ahead of them, that you can give them that leg up, but that you yourself are still on this journey, and you're going to learn so much more and more in the future as well. I love this reading, pile 3, but let's get you a final card to close out the reading, which just happens to be more roses, which I love. Okay, can we have a final message for pile 3? The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? To be honest, I think this is just echoing that sometimes this rigid way of thinking, you know, the bricks and mortar of how we've built our spiritual growth up until this point with all of those thought leaders, has helped protect the divine in some way. It's also let us peek into what is possible, but it was never ready to fully open the damn wall, right? In terms of, you know, we have to learn these tools, not kind of slowly, but in our own way, in our own time, because the power within, if we don't know how to harness it or, you know, operate it, it can be too powerful for our human mind. And I feel like with all these little rose petals, it's like you are leading people into this new way of being, this abundance of connection, this stream of consciousness that we need right now. It's like we're channeling that focus of what could be versus what is, and whether that is old thought patterns of the spiritual world or just old establishments that are crumbling now anyway, and all this chaos frequency that we're experiencing right now in 2023. But like, to just always shine and highlight the possibility. And I feel like that is your message, Pile 3. You're a powerhouse, but we all are. And so you're really just being that lighthouse for others. I often say that. So appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and I hope it helped, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.